There's an adventure inside all of us. Some of us live for that adventure. Others let it take them someplace new. Your adventure begins here at Wind River Resort and Casino. It's new. Your adventure begins here at Wind River Resort and Casino. Adventure begins here at Wind River Resort and Casino.
All right, pardon the delay, folks. Had a bit of a technical issue, but we were able to resolve it. Everything is fine. I am coming in at about 5 minutes late. I apologize for that. For those of you that are kind of on the tight schedule, we'll try to get you right into it. And let's get you right into it here. Your radar is showing that, yeah, most of the rain yesterday. And this was anticipated. I was talking about yesterday that yesterday was going to be the most active day, which really wasn't terrible. Most of the lightning strikes were in Plumas, Lassen, and even parts of Modoc County. But this morning, things have really quieted down across the region. We take a look at the Redding Divine Sky Cam. Look at that. We've got crystal clear blue skies. Turning out to be a gorgeous start. A few high clouds out there, but turning out to be absolutely gorgeous out there this morning. Visibility is looking much better along the coast. There are a few spots that maybe see some of that patchy fog, but certainly not at Crescent City Harbor District. You see some of the clouds, a little bit of that fog bank off in the distance, but you've got clear skies this morning. So looking at Krueger's QuickCast, here's what we got for your Wednesday, July 22nd. All right, your skeeter meter, all right? We typically start with your skeeter meter so you kind of have an idea of what to expect when it comes to mosquitoes out there. Well, all right, yeah, not a big deal, right? We're at a 2 on a scale of 0 to 5. Now, the Shasta Mosquito and Vector Control has a lot of great advice for you to help prevent your yard from becoming a breeding ground, if you will, for mosquitoes. All right. So let's take a look now at, oh boy, I made a mistake here. Let's see if this will work. Let's see if it'll work. We're going to give it a shot. It's not going to work. It's technology, folks. Technology doesn't always work for us. Let's take a look at our current conditions out there right now. It's pretty warm in Redding, 79 degrees, almost 80 degrees here this morning, 70 in Willows and 73 degrees in Oroville. We take a look at our out the door forecast this morning, and we've got those temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s, 70 degrees out in the valley, 75 for the eastern mountains. And yeah, we are seeing some of that clearing along the coast. So here's a look at your satellite image. And this is something I've been talking about since last week. We've been talking about this week. We're probably tired of hearing about it. And that is the remnants of Tropical Storm Elida. That is that ball of clouds off to our west. That's moving on out, as you can see. And as a result, we're also seeing the moisture associated with that remnants of that tropical storm moving out as well. Still one last little ditch effort for the atmosphere to bring in a few more thunderstorms. But I tell you what, I don't agree with much of this. If I were to put any green on here at all, I would say it would be in parts of Modoc County. But that's it. I'm just not seeing much in the way of activity today from pretty much all the forecast models. Here's the HRRR, which I think has been handling this tropical moisture quite well. Today, at midday, we're still not really seeing anything. You see some of the fog for parts of the coast. But by mid-afternoon, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm. And if you'll notice, mainly west of Highway 395 in Modoc County. And then that moves out later this afternoon and evening. So we're not going to most likely see a lot of activity out there for today. Speaking of today, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s in the valley. I have included the chance for thunderstorms in Modoc County, but elsewhere, I don't think it's going to happen. Tonight, mid to upper 60s in the valley, 50s for the higher elevations, mid 50s for the coast. And forgive me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see your comments this morning. I'm not sure if it's working or not. Let's take a look and see if that's the case. If someone's out there watching, you typically give a comment, let me know. Give me a comment. Let me see if it's there. I don't, it looks like we're okay. All right, okay, so got off of that one now. Oh boy, hopefully I'll still be able to advance the maps. We'll see. Temperatures for the next 7 days in the valley, upper 90s to about 100 degrees. For Red Bluff, mid to upper 90s. For Chico, mid to upper 90s for your daytime highs. Take a look at the coast, low 60s. Inland, temperatures upper 80s, low 90s. And for Trinity County, mid 90s, give or take. For Siskiyou County, upper 80s. For Modoc County, low 90s, chance for showers, thunderstorms today, but don't count on much. And for Susanville, mid 90s, give or take. Okay, let's take a look at the latest fires. And of course, the big one that we've all been watching, and really a big concern here, impacting folks just northeast of Bella Vista. Here's the good news. The good news is any evacuation watches, orders, anything of that nature, they're done. No more. That's good. Areas affected still 502 acres at 65% containment. The 3-1 Pit Fire, just over 1,000 acres. This hasn't changed over the last 24 hours, nor has the Loomis Fire changed at about 80% containment right now. The 3-6 Wagon Fire, 205 acres. We're not expecting to see this thing grow either. We should see the containment get higher and higher in the days to come because according to the fire agencies, forward progress has been stopped on the 3-6 Wagon Fire. That is amazing news. The Twain Fire, area affected 276 acres at 98% containment. One of the bigger fires, Elephant Fire, just under 14,000 acres, 92% containment. Notice no evacuation orders or watches. However, the Biscar Fire, yes, there are evacuation warnings and orders, but the good news is a lot of the orders have been downgraded to an evacuation warning. And the only order we have now is Zone LAS-553. And if you look closely, you'll also see the fire perimeter. As the fire started, it has progressed eastward here over the last few days. Still only 5% containment and just under 70,000 acres. So this is one of the bigger fires we do have here in Northern California. All right, we take a look at the fire weather outlook. This is the best chance for isolated thunderstorms and dry lightning. I'm not down with this one, folks. I would say that it's Modoc County, and in particular, northeastern Modoc County, maybe northern Lassen, maybe eastern Siskiyou. Other than that, probably not. Probably not. However, outside of any chances for thunderstorms, we're talking hot, dry, and windy conditions later this week and into the weekend. In fact, there's a fire weather watch as issued by the National Weather Service for eastern Siskiyou and for Modoc County for Friday and Saturday. Again, not because of the thunderstorms that we've been seeing the last few days, because we're breaking away from that, folks. By the end of the week, into this weekend, we're mainly hot, dry, and windy. So that's what's going on there. So let's talk about the winds, and then we'll get into the fire weather risk. So for today, they're picking up out of the south for the valley, 20, 25 miles per hour. Look at Shasta Valley in central Siskiyou County. You're getting over 30 miles per hour there. Then we go into your Thursday. All right, not much of an issue, right? It's Friday. Friday, we'll notice the winds begin to pick up again, especially in parts of Siskiyou, Modoc, and especially eastern Lassen and Plumas counties as well. Saturday, same situation, although the wind's picking up even more for the valley. Take a look at the fire weather risk and your humidity. Humidity is dropping, still in the mid-teens though. We've certainly been drier, right? And it will be. And you can see the fire weather risk is the color coding. Yellows and oranges, typical, moderate to high. We're actually going to be mainly in the moderate for your Thursday, but as those winds pick up on Friday, Saturday, now we're going into the moderate to high range. Look at the humidity levels. They're down to the single digits, especially in the valley. So hot, dry, and windy. By the way, I give you the latest on the fires, right? They change constantly. Information comes in through the morning. That's why it's important for you to stay up to speed with the fires, especially if you're being impacted by those fires, whether it's evacuation warnings or orders. All of the information you need, one-stop shop, folks. Go to weathernorcal.com, click on fire danger, It's all right there for you. All right, we're going to go and take a look at some of the cameras out there. And yes, some of you are checking in this morning. We have got our buddy old pal Curtis Brown checking in from just west of Red Bluff, saying good morning. We've also got Kathy Mock. I don't know if this is someone new. I don't know if I've seen you before. Saying thank you, Mike. I certainly appreciate you taking the time to check in this morning. There's a look at the Reading Divine Sky Cam, turning out to be a gorgeous sight out there this morning. By the way, I like Kathy's profile picture. That looks like Multnomah Falls to me out in Oregon. Beautiful. Aiden and I were just out there. We didn't get a chance to check them out, though. It was so darn busy. It's like Disneyland out at those waterfalls. So that's a classic shot right there if you can get there by yourself and get on that bridge. Very nice. Thank you, Kathy, again for checking in. There's a look at Jones Valley Resort out on Shasta Lake. You can see some of the clouds that we do have in the area, but just a few high mid-level clouds. Lake Shastina Golf Resort, sponsored by Elwood Ranch. A few clouds over the mountain itself, just kind of hovering on top of the mountain, but otherwise you've got clear skies in Siskiyou County this morning. Taking a look at Soda Ridge. Look at that, a bit of a lenticular cloud over Mount Shasta from a different perspective there. Taking a look now at Lassen Park. Yeah, a couple of those clouds out there, but otherwise mainly clear skies this morning. Taking a look at Lake Oroville. This is the live stream there, looking at the lake there. Looks like things are fairly calm right now. This is Main Street Chico on Highway 32. Can't see the skies, but you can see the shadows on the cars. This indicates sunny skies, right? There's a look at Crescent City Harbor District. You got sunshine too. You can see the fog bank off in the distance, but that's really about it. There you go. Bald Hill West, sunny skies. Looking down at Hoopa Valley, absolutely gorgeous right there. All right, let's take a look now at Fort Jones. This is Scott Valley. A couple of clouds there off on the right part of your screen, but that's really about it. Well, as you know, we've got sponsors here at Weather NorCal, Coffee with Krueger. Wind River Resort and Casino has been the sponsor of Coffee with Krueger since day one. And now we have a word from Wind River Resort and Casino.
It's time to saddle up and ride west. Wind River Resort and Casino is proud to bring Wyoming's own Ian Munsick to the Event Center stage. Friday, July 24th. Rising fast and bringing his signature sound. Ian brings the West to the rest. Tickets are just $60 plus fees. But they won't last long, so don't wait. Make it a country night to remember. Call 1-800-280-YOU-WIN to reserve your room and grab your tickets. Dust off those boots. Your adventure begins here at Wind River Resort and Casino.
All right, once again, I want to thank Wind River for their support. Wind River Resort and Casino, they have been the sponsor of Coffee with Krueger since day one. Couldn't do this without all of our sponsors, so thank you for all of your support. All right, let's take a look at our Coffee with Krueger headlines. Drier air is starting to move back in. You know, we've been talking about this humid air and all this tropical and monsoonal moisture moving in. It's moving out. We're also looking at elevated fire danger going into the weekend because it's going to be sunny, hot, and dry, and windy at times. There it is, the hot, dry, and windy conditions at times. Bigger heat near the beginning of August. And of course, Curtis Brown is saying, I hear it's going to get hotter. You've been hearing right. Of course, I did kind of touch on that yesterday on social media yesterday on one of my Facebook posts. If you follow me there, you would have seen that I kind of talked about that in a little bit more detail. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail here in just a bit. But first, let's take a look at our radar. Yeah, I mean, let's see if it'll work. There it is. So you can see most of the rain last night and early this morning has been to our east in Nevada, right? We did see some of that activity yesterday afternoon into the evening hours, but right now it is mild. Almost 80 degrees at the Reading Airport right now. 75 in Chico, 73 degrees in Oroville, 50s and even 60s for the higher elevations. That ball of clouds you see up to our west, that is the remnants of Tropical Storm Elida. Elida's coming on out, moving on out. Look what's happening. Drier air is moving in. You see the brown colors? You see the light blue colors? That is drier air. And if we extend this into Friday, through the weekend, through at least the middle of next week, drier air will still be in place. We're not expecting any more tropical air to move in. We're not even expecting any of the monsoon moisture to work in. Monsoonal moisture, you can see down over the desert southwest, Southern California, in particular southwestern Arizona. That's where you're really seeing the moisture, but it's not moving up towards us. It's staying put. So looking at Futurecast, we're just going to take it through the next few days because I'm not expecting much in the way of thunderstorms today. Now, if we see anything, as I mentioned, Modoc County. That's it. I don't think we're going to see anything anywhere else. Now let's just take it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maybe a bit of the marine layer along the coast, especially in the overnight and early morning hours. See some clearing at times. We'll call it partly mostly cloudy skies for the coast. Sunny skies elsewhere. I don't, especially after today, I don't think we're going to see afternoon clouds develop in the mountains either. Just blue skies. All right, so we take you to the next comment again. Curtis Brown saying, I hear it's getting hotter. All right, we're going to keep your comment up. We're going to talk about this. Big heat early August. Let's take a look. So this is the European forecast model, which has been fairly consistent with this solution. You see the colder air of the Gulf of Alaska. That is preventing that heat from building in for now. But as we get into early August, that cooler air is going to retreat a little bit to the west and allow the heat to move in. Now, what you'll notice is the heat dome, as you've heard before, not directly over us, but it's close enough. It is close enough, folks. A trend like this, a weather pattern like this, would put us well within the 110 degree mark easily. In the valley, at least, right? So yeah, some of the bigger heat we've seen so far for the season, but it's July, folks. It's August. This is nothing terribly unusual, but it's going to be hotter than we've seen for a while. And the thing is, that cooler air possibly may ride over that ridge and flatten it. When you flatten that ridge, what happens? Well, the temperatures drop a little bit as well, but still hot anyway. You look at it, that dome of high pressure, awfully close to Northern California. And we can see signs of that warmer air, but not quite 110 degrees just yet. This is going all the way through near the end, in fact, the end of July. And there you can see. Now, the normal high for Redding, 101 degrees. We're going to actually just be below that through next Tuesday. And then we start to see temperatures begin to climb after that towards the middle and latter part of next week. Okay, so lake levels, healthy. They don't look it anymore, right? Because they're starting to drop more and more. But we're seeing that. 100% of historical average out at Shasta Lake, Trinity and Lake Oroville, also over 100%. Wave heights are dropping over the next 24 hours, so we don't have to worry too much about small craft advisories, just the fog that we are seeing out there. There's that fog bank. And we saw that fog bank off in the distance if you're heading out to some of the more open waters. So patchy, dense fog. Otherwise, winds from the southwest at about 5 to 10 knots. So here's your neighborhood forecast sponsored by Dignity Health and Grange Co-op. Your temperatures are going to be in the mid-90s, give or take, for Trinity County. I don't have any thunderstorms for you today because I think most of it will be to the east, northeast of Trinity County. North Coast, low 60s, low to mid 60s. No rain for you. Maybe some drizzle with some of the fog, but that's it. Inland, dry. Still hot today, mid-90s, low 90s by Thursday, Friday, upper 80s by the weekend. Siskiyou County, I don't have any storms for you. Now, if you see anything in Siskiyou County, all right, maybe Tennant, maybe McDowell, maybe Doris, but otherwise I think it's dry. Upper 80s on average for the next 7 days for Siskiyou County. Modoc County, low 90s. I have included a chance for thunderstorms, and I'd say for Alturas eastward, and especially east of Highway 395 in the Warner Mountains. Fort Bidwell, Cedarville, Eagleville, I think you've got the better chances. But Tule Lake, Aden, Canby, even California Pines, your chances may be a bit slimmer, but the chances are there nonetheless. And then after that, chances for thunderstorms are gone. I don't have any thunderstorms for the Eastern Mountains today either, because again, I think it'll be north of the Eastern Mountains. But, you know, northern Lassen County, sure, maybe a chance. The Valley, low, maybe some mid-90s to the south. Mid to upper 90s for the next 7 days. Chico, mid to upper 90s. No big changes, no big surprises, nothing out of the ordinary. It's typical summer heat here in Northern California. 97 for Redding, 90 in Lakehead, 97 Palo Cedro, and Red Bluff, about 95 degrees. Looking at your 7-day forecast for Redding, yeah, hovering around the upper 90s, about 100 degrees here through next Tuesday, but it's going to get warmer. It's going to get warmer as we go into the extended outlook toward the end of this month and into the beginning of August. We're going to be getting into that 105 and eventually maybe upwards of 110 degrees. That's still a long ways out. That's still not guaranteed, but it is something I'll be watching very closely. Some of you have been checking in here this morning. Good morning from Trinidad, coming in from our friend. What am I doing here? Oh, there we go. Jackie Dixon. Good morning to you. So glad you could join us this morning. We've also got Robert Mole. Mule, something along that lines. Good morning, everyone. Awesome. Good morning to you. And we've also got Rowdy Kelly. Good morning. High marine layers starting to break in McKinleyville. Well, very good news. It looks like you get to see some sunshine here later on today. We're going to take a look at, let's do this. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Is it? I'll find it. There it is. Right here. Boom. We're going to go into what national days it is today. National Mango Day. Who likes mangoes? Raise of hand. I'm okay. I like mangoes. They're okay. National Fragile X Awareness Day. What does that mean? Each year around July 22nd, National Fragile X Awareness Day shines a light on those impacted by Fragile X syndrome. That also raises awareness to support research on educational. Okay. It's a syndrome is a mutation of the FMR1 gene. Interesting. Wow. I mean, it's amazing, right? I guess that's what it's all about, is awareness, because I had no idea. Is it Panucci? Panucci? National Panucci. I don't even know what that is. Looks good. Fudge looks good. Who doesn't like fudge? But is Panucci or Panucci fudge good? I don't know. Good question. I probably won't be celebrating that day. It looks like it's got little salt bits in there as well. I like that one. National Hammock Day. Oh, that's one. Out on the beach here in Mexico, I'll take it. Get on a hammock, read a book, listen to the ocean waves crashing. That's the way to do it. And of course, birthdays. Peanut butter fudge. Okay, so that must be what Panucci fudge. That's what I was thinking. As I look at that, it looks like peanut butter fudge to me, and I love peanut butter fudge. That is good stuff. Who doesn't love peanut butter fudge? I mean, come on. Well, if you don't like peanut butter, you're not going to like peanut butter fudge. That's the bottom line right there. Okay, well, that's going to do it for us this morning. Who's all having a good start to your day? I know I am. It's been an interesting day, but to start, I had a little bit of technical issue starting the show, but we were able to get on and up and running, so looks like things are in good shape. We are going to, nope, let's get that out of there. We are going to leave you with some cameras, and we're going to start off with Reading Divine Skycam. Beautiful shot. I want to thank Kenny Elwood, Divine Restaurant, for sponsoring this camera. This camera is on top of Divine Restaurant. If you haven't been there, do it now. Best food in town, some of the best food in town, especially if you like Italian food. Their chicken pesto, amazing. The sauce, some of the best I've ever had. I highly recommend it, the chicken pesto. Yum, yum, yum. I'm hungry just thinking about it. All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning for your Thursday edition of Coffee with Krueger. In the meantime, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.